guys, so today's video is a haul slash mini review type video. I picked up a bunch of stuff from recent sales. Sephora had a sale, Ulta had a sale, some random various individual brands had sales. So this is kind of the stuff I got and my thoughts about them. So I'm going to jump right in because there are a lot of things to talk about. First of all, I'm going to start with things that I got from Ulta. By far the favorite thing that I picked up from Ulta is the Tarte Holiday Lip Gloss set. I've picked up a set like this, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, but Tarte has since reformulated their lip gloss formula since then, and I really like it. And this set includes some fuchsias, some corals, some pinks. They kind of correspond to the color of the foil on the box. And I really like this set, and I really like the lip glosses. They have kind of a minty, tingly feeling to it. Not like painful, tingly feeling, just kind of like a minty, fresh type thing. And they're little minis, but there's plenty in here. I still have some of the old ones from that purchase years ago. And so I think I am all set on lip glosses for a while. They range from very nude, neutral shades like this to, as you can see, some brighter, darker shades. So it's pretty much all the lip glosses you need in one gift packaging. And this is nice because you can either separate it, and it says like to from. So you can either separate it and give it to 3 separate people. You can keep it all to yourself, which is what I'm doing. Or you can kind of mix and match. You can take them out of the box and customize it to your liking. So I think this is really great, either as a gift to yourself or to somebody else. I think this is really awesome. I think this was around $30 or so. So that's not bad for all these lip glosses. The next thing that I picked up at Ulta was something that I've been wanting to try for a while. It's the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. And I heard some pretty decent reviews on this foundation. It's supposed to be a luminous, more dewy, glowy kind of foundation, which is generally the type of foundations that I really like. But honestly, this one didn't really do it for me. I think it's a decent foundation. I don't hate it, but I don't think I like it enough to keep it. I think this is going to definitely go back to Ulta. It's just, I think the thing that I really didn't like about this foundation was the fact that I could really feel it on my skin. It's not extremely heavy, but it's just there enough to kind of feel its presence. And then I found that when I touched my face, I just felt like it was a little bit tacky on my face. And I guess you could kind of remedy that by setting it with a powder or something like that, but generally I don't like doing that. And for a foundation that's supposed to be dewy and luminous, putting a mattifying setting powder on top of it kind of defeats the whole purpose of that. So for that, I'm not like a huge fan of just the feeling on my face, but in terms of coverage, it was very nice. And it does have SPF 20 in it, which is also nice. And I am in the shade W3 Nude Beige, in case you guys are wondering. So I don't like it enough to really recommend it. But for a drugstore foundation, it's not horrible. It is kind of pricey at around $13 for it. So I don't know. I don't know, it's going back to the store, I think. A couple of other things that I picked up are these Revlon, I was about to say quads, but it's not a quad. It's a palette. Technically there are 5 shadows, so a quint. These are new, they're the Revlon Photo Ready ones. This one is Impressionist and this one is Metropolitan. They're the 2 neutral ones, of course, that I picked up. Impressionist is more of the everyday neutral type thing, and then Metropolitan is more of a smoky, a natural brown kind of smoky look. Both are really nice, and at first I wasn't really sure if I was going to keep these, but the more I use them, the more I like them. This color right here on the bottom is meant to be the primer color, so it's the color that you put all over your lids and all the way up to your brow bone. And then this is your lid color, this is your crease color, and this is your highlight. And then this little color at the bottom right here is supposed to be a topper. It's supposed to be like an enhancer. So it's like a glitter top coat type thing. It's optional. It kind of gives a little more oomph to your look, and it's not meant to be super pigmented. So if you kind of touch it and swatch it and think it's a little bit chalky or not really there in pigmentation, it's not meant to be highly pigmented. Overall, I do like these, and maybe the most pigmented shadows that I've ever used, and individually they don't work the best, I guess, if you were just to like randomly, like, I don't know, use one of the colors. But the overall effect that you get by using all the colors together the way that they're supposed to be used in the palette, I think the overall effect and finish and the eye look that you get is really, really nice. So for that, I do recommend these, and I will be keeping these. Some other things that I picked up at Ulta, I really wanted to try something by NYX, and so I decided to pick up an eyeshadow palette, and this is one of their eyeshadow trios. I don't know what the name is of this one, but it says Aloha, Mink Brown, and Deep Bronze. So this one's like a champagne pink color, this one's more of a beige color, and then this one obviously is like a chocolate brown. And I didn't really know, it took me a little while to notice this, I've had it for a little while, but there's actually a little mirror in here. How nice is that? I was wondering why it was so heavy too, but there is a mirror in here, which is really nice. And it did come with a little spongy applicator thing, and this thing is definitely really cheap. I wouldn't use that at all. But the eyeshadows are really, really nice. They're smooth, they're buttery, they are just pigmented enough, and I like these better than MAC eyeshadows, and they're definitely less expensive. So I highly recommend trying the NYX eyeshadows if you haven't tried them before. I also picked up a couple of their blushes. This one is Dusty Rose, and this one is Pinched. Dusty Rose is a matte blush, and it's a dusty rose color. And Pinched is a kind of a corally pink color with some gold shimmer in it. I love both of these blushes. I have been using Dusty Rose a little bit more because it is a matte blush, but Pinched is really pretty too. The glitters might kind of look chunky and sparkly, but on the cheeks it's more of a satin sheen type thing. So I highly recommend these blushes. They're very pigmented, they're very nice, and the price, you can't beat it. I will say the only negative thing about the blush that I don't like is the texture, in terms of like the way that it's designed with this waffle texture. Part of it, the blush is raised, and some of it is, you know, on a lower level. So when you go ahead and put your brush in it, parts of your brush will pick up more pigment and parts of your brush will pick up less pigment. So when you apply it to your face, it automatically kind of applies unevenly. So the thing to remedy that is just to make sure you blend it well, but that's the only kind of like meh that I have with these blushes. But in terms of everything else, they're awesome. The last thing that I picked up at Ulta is this Chloe's Cardazzle Complete Face Palette. It is one of the items from the Kardashians' new makeup line called Chroma Beauty. And I saw the display at Ulta, and I was just very curious to see how these products would perform. This is the only product that really intrigued me enough to pick it up. This was, I think, around $13, and their beauty line is meant to be more of a drugstore line. It's going to be showing up obviously at Ulta, but I think I saw a few items at CVS, and obviously I think they're going to be releasing at Sears because they have like a contract with Sears. Anyway, so the palette looks like this. If it looks a little familiar, it is exactly the same as the Too Faced To Go palettes. The same size, the same design, everything. Basically you get the 8 shadows up top here, and then the bottom drawer pulls out and there's your face products. The shadows are actually a lot nicer than anything that I was anticipating. You have 4 on the top, and these are all matte shadows, and then these on the bottom are all shimmery shadows. So right off the bat, that's awesome because you have half and half, you have both textures right there. It has a nice range of colors, so you could do a really, you know, large range of different looks with these. The pigmentation is actually pretty decent with the shadows. They are a little bit, I don't know how to describe it, not like powdery, but they're not like the smoothest texture, but they are workable and they are pretty decent. I don't want to say anything like awful about it because they're definitely not awful shadows. And the matte shadows are also pretty nice. They are definitely smoother and more creamy in texture than the shimmery shadows, but all the shadows work out really nicely. For a drugstore product, it's actually really nice. And the most surprising part to me was the face products on the bottom. I don't know if this is meant to be a bronzer right here, but it's definitely not brown or dark enough to be a bronzer, so I guess it's just you get two blushes and this highlight shade. The blushes are actually pretty pigmented, so definitely use a light hand when you're applying it. They do come out pretty powdery, so it does make a little bit of a mess. The highlighter is actually really, really pretty. It's pearly. It's really, really nice. It's a little bit dry in texture, but once you put it on your face, you don't really notice it. So the face products do blend out really nicely and they last pretty long. I will say that the eyeshadows, they definitely perform much, much better with a primer underneath. I wouldn't wear them without a primer. Overall, the palette is very nice, and I think the shadows being a mix of matte and shimmery, and then the face products performing as well as they do, it's a really nice travel companion and really like an all-in-one palette. Moving on to some things that I picked up at Sephora. Two lipsticks that I've been keeping an eye out for sale because I've been really wanting these. One is the Dior Addict Extreme lipstick in Incognito. And I've been really wanting to try this because a lot of people say it's like the perfect nude, and it really is the perfect nude. It looks just like that. It looks a little bit more brown on camera, but when you put it on, it's actually a perfect mix of like nude and pink, so that you don't look dead, but it doesn't also look like too brownish. I love the Dior Addict Extreme formula. It's their formula that's, I mean, it's kind of a misnomer because the name kind of implies that's going to be super opaque and intense, but really it's their sheer formula. It's their sheer moisturizing lipstick formula, and I really love it. I have a sample size one in Lucky, and I bought a full size in the color Sherry Beau, which is a neutral color too, but it's a little bit more pink. So I highly recommend these lipsticks, and if you have a similar coloring to me and you're looking for your perfect nude, definitely check out Incognito. And then this next lipstick is a Guerlain Rouge Automatique lipstick, and I just wanted one of these because I wanted to try the formula. I've never tried any of Guerlain's lip products before, and this is definitely becoming one of my favorite lipstick formulas. I just wish this line had some more neutral colors. They definitely have more like reds and brighter colors, and when you see this color, you're gonna be like, whoa. But this is the color. It's called Nahima. It's number 143, and it looks really scary in the tube, but really it applies not like this at all. This is a swatch on my hand, and on your lips it actually even comes out softer than this. It's buildable, so it's actually more of like a peachy pink on my lips. I love the packaging. It has a slider and the lipstick comes off the top like this. It's really nice. It's a very grab and go kind of lipstick, and it's still very sturdy. Like, I don't feel like this is gonna break. So I definitely recommend trying one of these. The formula is really nice. It's moisturizing, it's buildable, so you can kind of go sheer or like full out opaque. I really want to get another one of these in a red shade because I think it would be just a really easy and moisturizing, very comfortable red to wear. One of my favorite things that I picked up at Sephora was the Tarte Holiday Blush Set. It's a set of 4 mini blushes. They're Amazonian clay blushes. I really like these blushes. I have 2 full-size ones. This is a really nice set because you have a pink, a peach, a highlighter, and then kind of just like a neutral color. These two, the peach and the pink, are matte, and this one is called Fantastic. And this one looks like a very bright bubblegum pink, but on your cheeks it's a lot more subtle, and it looks like just a natural flush to your face. And this one is called Magic. And I like both of these a lot. And I do like the fact that these are both matte. The neutral one here is called Stellar, and this one looks a lot like the Exposed blush, except this one has shimmer to it. And I don't want to say shimmer because even in the pan it looks like full out sparkle or glitter, but it doesn't look like that on your cheeks at all. When you apply it to your cheeks, it's just like a sheen on your face, and it's actually really, really nice and flattering. And I'm excited about that because Exposed is completely matte, so it's nice to have this variety where you kind of get the same color but it has a sheen to it. The last one is a highlighter, and I have to be careful with this one because I did drop it and it didn't crack completely. but I do have to be careful. The top kind of cracked a little bit, but each of them have a plastic sleeve, and I kept it for this one to kind of keep it together. But as you can see, it's kind of a champagne gold highlight, and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It gives the prettiest kind of like candlelight glow to your cheeks. I love overall the size of these blushes. They're very, very travel friendly. Kind of a splurge purchase from Sephora. I don't even know why. I literally just grabbed it and I was like, I'll try this. I remember hearing good reviews about it. It's the Guerlain Meteorites Compact, and it's a compact version of their Meteorites pearls. So it's definitely more travel friendly than the actual pearls. I'm in number 2, Taunt Beige. There's 3 shades. One's more pink, one's more yellow, the other one's a little bit darker. So I chose 2 because it's the yellow tone one. The compact looks like this. It's so pretty. So pretty. You get the mirror on top, and then you have the little sponge, and then a plastic sleeve that keeps the sponge from touching the actual product. And the product is embossed with the Guerlain flower. It has like a rosy scent to it. I don't know. I really like it. I love the scent. It's not overbearing, and once it's on your face, you don't smell it at all. It's just in the compact that you smell it. I don't like heavy setting powders. Like I said, I really like just having like a natural finish or like a more dewy finish. And this one gives a very subtle finish to it. It's just kind of like a lit from within glowy finish. It's not matte at all. It's not, I don't know, it just kind of, I can't even describe it. It just makes your skin look really good, but it sets your makeup at the same time. So it's really beautiful, and I highly recommend it. It is very pricey for a setting powder, but if you're like me where you don't use it all the time, and you don't really go crazy with your powders, then it's definitely worth it. And then a random item that I picked up at checkout was this Soap & Glory hand food hand cream. It smells really nice, but the smell is really strong, so if you're not into strong smelling things, then this might not be for you. But in terms of the formula, it's a really nice hand cream. It absorbs quickly, it doesn't feel greasy, and it's very moisturizing to your hands. So overall, a really nice hand cream. So that's it for Sephora and Ulta. And then literally, the box that came today in the mail was my Giorgio Armani order. I picked up the Maestro Eraser concealer for dark circles. I tried a sample packet that came with my last order, and I really liked it. The shade was just a little bit too dark, so I picked up number 3. The sample packet was number 4. I really like it because it doesn't settle into my fine lines. It just melds with your skin, and it lasts all day. Liked it enough to get a full size, and I will continue using this and give you more thoughts about this later on. And then I picked up 2 more Eyes to Kill eyeshadows because now I'm totally obsessed with these. I picked up 2 from the permanent line. The last time I got limited edition ones, and pretty much those were the only limited edition ones that I wanted. I have number 15 here. It's kind of like a copper gold with the black speckles. And then I picked up number 1, which is supposed to be of like a navy color, but opening it has some gold in it. It's like gold, but it has that navy base. So I'm excited to try those and see how they work out. Oh, and one last thing that I did pick up were a few Sigma brushes from their Black Friday sale. Black Friday is the only day of the year that Sigma offers free shipping. The free shipping actually works out as a better discount than the 10% discounts that they usually have floating around. And so I picked up 3 brushes. The big large powder brush, and this is the F30. The angled blush brush, the F40. And then one of the eye brushes. This is the E55 eye shading brush. So far I like all the brushes, and actually this one I can't really say too much about it because I haven't used this one. But these 2, good so far. I don't really have anything bad to say about them, but you know, if anything changes later on, I'll let you guys know. If you spend $30 or more, they always throw in a free brush. The free brush that I got in the past was a blending eye brush, and this one is an eyeliner brush. It's the E5 liner brush. I haven't tried this one yet, but I think that's really nice that they throw in like an extra brush for you. So that completes the video. That's it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything that I spoke about in the video, please leave them in the comment section below. I will definitely answer them for you. Yeah, I think that's it. So I will see you in another video.